Afghanistan is one of the richest archaeological sites in the world. Afghani society is a complex blend of cultures and religions that can be traced back to 50,000 BC. But evidence shows Afghanistan was first populated by the migration of early humans from Africa, as they travelled towards the herds that grazed on the grasslands of Russia. The mountains, glacial rivers, and sheltered valleys of Afghanistan's extreme landlocked terrain provided the early migrating populations protection, food, and a pathway to Asia, Persia, and to the north. People from Afghanistan are mixtures of the countries that surround it and of their invaders. These first settlers were the start of the family tribal society that still exists today, but now in a more complex way of life. The population are a blend of Indian, Iranian, Kashmiri, Russian, Mongolian, and Chinese, and many more. It is a key area to link southern and eastern Asia to Europe, making it a large trade route for rugs, spices, silk, and much more. Because of Afghanistan's strategic position as a pathway to many other countries and continents, it has been open to invasion by countries that want to control trade routes. Archaeologists have found artifacts and ruins from the Persian Achaemenid invasion in 550 BCE, and Alexander the Great establishing a Greek empire, and followed by the Indian Mauryan invasion in 265 BCE. Invasions continued, including the devastating Mongol invasion, led by Genghis Khan in 1219, and the English more recently in 1838 and 1878. Next, the Soviets in the 1980s, then after the Afghani Civil War, the Taliban in the 1990s, and then the Americans in 2001. But through all of these invasions, the people of Afghanistan did not stop their tribal way of living. But not until the 21st century have major cities started to urbanize. But it was the unique tribal system of society and the harsh environment that has ensured that no foreign occupation has kept control of Afghanistan. For thousands of years, the people of Afghanistan have had to adapt their society to integrate their culture and religions to that of their many invaders, but have kept their traditional tribal way of life. As history shows, many countries have tried to take over Afghanistan, but the separate tribes came together and fought as one to keep out the common enemy from taking over. A great example is when multiple tribes fought as one and drove out the entire English army of 20,000 troops in 1843, only using primitive weapons and the knowledge of the land and the weather. This was repeated when the Mujahideen brought together the tribes and forced out the Russian army in the 1980s. Afghanistan is a very religious country, and many religions, such as Buddhism and Islam, have played a significant part in what Afghanistan is today. But another extreme shift in society was when the Taliban took power in 1992. The Islamic religion then became extreme, forcing the Afghani people to change their culture and their way of life to the Taliban's conditions. Afghanistan is an example of a society that has had to adapt to the changing world brought on by invasions, trade, religion, and modernization. The society has moved from a nomadic tribal society worshipping the sun to one that is mostly urban and Islamic. It is the strong heritage and tribal links and how people adapt to the extreme environment that makes Afghanistan unique.